Good morning, and welcome to Religious Liberty Sabbath. It's Religious Liberty Sabbath across the North American division of Seventh-day Adventists. We're celebrating this day and gift of liberty from the Lord with more than 1.2 million Adventists from the United States, Canada, Bermuda, Guam, and Micronesia. I didn't even know Micronesia was, much less that it was a part of the North American division, but apparently it is. So, what are religious liberties all about? Well, first, let's understand that religious liberty is a ministry. And as any other ministry, its ultimate purpose is to uplift the soon and coming, risen, and living Savior. In particular, this ministry is constituted to highlight the power and authority of God's law and dominion above the law and dominion of human governments and authority. Next, it's a ministry to help us to be knowledgeable in maintaining that freedom through both educating members about the need to stay free in your faith and not to align your faith and allegiance too closely with any other religious practice, government, or personality, but also to educate the public on the dangers to all of us of mixing religious authority with political authority and advocating to maintain that separation in the legislative and political sphere. Also, to that last point, it is to minister of the prophecies of the end time deceptions that are rooted in the loss of religious liberty and the again aligning of church power and state power that is that second beast of Revelation 13. And let me now read to you Revelation chapter 13, verses 11 and 12. Starting with verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. So this is the coming marriage of church and state through politicized evangelicalism. So politicized evangelicalism will point us all backward to worshiping the first beast of the universal church of the Middle Ages using modern evangelicalism's acquired state power, making it the second beast. Moving from the spiritual to a more practical note, what we want to look at is while we don't have outright persecution here in the United States due to practicing our faith, as noted in last week's video, we yet still definitely want to support our Christian brothers and sisters around the world. And the Religious Liberty Department takes care to those beaten, jailed, and made impoverished due to holding to their faith. However, in the United States, Adventists often face discrimination on the job, especially in regards to keeping the Sabbath. And there is a legal defense fund where the Religious Liberty Department helps Adventists whose employment rights are violated so that they can stay on the job or so that they can replace unjustly lost income. And we want to support one another. So we want to see how can we go about supporting one another. With that, we will either ask you to make a donation for a subscription to Liberty Magazine, whether it be for yourself or you want to send it to family and friends as a witness to the present truth, and or you can make a flat out donation to the Religious Liberty Department. Here's how you can do that. Liberty Magazine is only $6 a year for the subscription. Let me enlarge that so you can see it. All right, $6 a year. And normally when we were in church, we would get this pamphlet sent to us and we could tear off this coupon to send back in with the information that is needed. So if you would like to make a donation, whether you would just like to make a general donation, which is appreciated, or you would like to send a donation of Liberty Magazine, just write on a piece of paper and send it to the church what the name of the person is whom you want to send it to, whether it's yourself or someone else, and the address of where you want it sent. But include on there our church name, New Life Seventh-day Adventist Church, and South Central Conference, so that when this information is sent up to Liberty Magazine, all of the information is sent together, a check or money order or to the church with that information just written on a piece of paper Ask for the name of who you want the donation sent to, address, and then put our church and conference so that we have credit and can send all of our money together up to Liberty Magazine. Editing Yobachi here from the future. I forgot to mention on either one of the previous recordings that we need you to write your Liberty Magazine donation under the church funds portion of the tithe and offering envelope. All the money will be gathered together and sent up from New Life to the Religious Liberty Department as one check. So don't give the money to the conference. Make sure the money is listed under the church funds portion of the envelope. Write Liberty Magazine on the line under the church funds, and that way that money can be gathered together at New Life and then sent up to the Religious Liberty Department. Know that this week is not the only week where you can send in your donations or your subscriptions. Please know that this giving effort and the ordering of your subscriptions will continue all the way until the end of March. So if you're not able to make your donation this week or send in your subscription information right away, you still have the next couple of months, next 2.5 months to continue to do that. So keep that on mind and keep that in your heart and in prayer. Part of Religious Liberty Sabbath is that thousands of churches of the 1.2 million North American Adventists are to pray to the Lord both a prayer of thanks for this gift of religious liberty and one of protection from the ills if we were to lose this gift of liberty. So this time we're going to stop and we want to gird our hearts and prepare that we might be in prayer for, again, all of our Christian brothers and sisters around the world and for all of those dealing with any issues